Alright, so Elon Musk finally bought Twitter. Now, this has, of course, been talked about for the past couple of weeks. It's been a huge news story. So many people have talked about it. Will Elon Musk buy Twitter? How much will he buy it for? Oh, he made an offer. The offer got rejected. He can still buy it. All this stuff was coming out. All these people, particularly on the right, were saying, Elon, buy Twitter. You can bring back free speech. You can do all these wonderful things. We want you. We need you. Please save us, Daddy Elon. Well, Elon Musk came out and, as of today, finalized a deal with Twitter to buy them for $44 million, which is an insane amount of money. And I don't think that he's going to be focusing on running Twitter. It's just not the type of thing he seems to really be into. I've heard some rumors that he's going to reinstate, I should say, Jack Dorsey as CAO of Twitter and have him run the day-to-day, and Elon sort of run the overall, the big picture, the big pieces, right? And I'm really interested. I'm really intrigued. I wonder what the Twitter of next year today will look like compared to the Twitter of this year. Now, there's been a lot of hot takes coming out about this whole situation, given that it's Twitter and you know how it goes over there. So I'm going to be reading a good amount of those, and I'm just going to be my thoughts on all of them. And let's get right into this. So, first one is from Rob Reiner. Now that Elon Musk is buying Twitter, the question is for all of us: will he allow a criminal who uses platform to lie and spread disinformation to try to overthrow the U.S. government to return and continue his criminal activity? If he does, how do we combat it? Now, personally, obviously he's talking about Trump. I don't know what criminal activity he would be continuing. I guess you could say inciting violence, the whole January 6th thing. I understand that. As for how you would combat another January 6th type of thing happening, honestly, I don't know. Okay, I'm not really the guy to come to answer that kind of question. But I did want to bring it up because it's very interesting. Like, what would happen? What would we do? What would be the plan of action if Trump was reinstated and his first thing was, hey, let's invade something? I don't know what he would say. I obviously think that that's a very, very unlikely possibility, but it is a possibility. Now, I don't know what Elon does about that. I don't know. See, he hasn't even said that if he's going to be reinstating Trump or reinstating Nick Fuentes or any of the other people that got banned off Twitter. So, moving on. Maximus said, Monday, April 25th, 2022, Elon Musk brings back free speech. These liberal tears are getting deep. Well, he didn't bring back free speech. Free speech has pretty much always been there, and he hasn't brought a free speech that has made you completely free of consequences. It's pretty much the same, and it's pretty much going to be the same. I don't see Elon Musk doing something insane that changes the political landscape of the entire country. But hey, who knows? I could be completely wrong and completely off base here. And like I said, the Twitter of next year is just completely different, completely out there, and changes how the internet was, and makes the internet go back to how it was, where it was just a lawlessness, and you pretty much just say whatever you wanted out there. Moving on. Will Chamberlain: every liberal who says that they will leave Twitter if Elon Musk buys it will be back on the platform within a week. Now, this is a weird thing to say. The main reason I brought this up was because of the fact that this seems to happen with every political party. In fact, There's three notable examples with the Republican Party. Now, please don't get angry because I'm calling out your favorite party. What be you left wing, right wing? I don't care. Both are deserving of criticism. Moving on. Anyway, yeah, there's been Gab, completely failed. Parlor, it's kind of on the up and up. Got removed from the App Store. You could still get it, and people just didn't feel like it. And then True Social, if it was managed well, could have been insane. It could have like just catapulted completely, and every conservative on Twitter would have just shifted over there. But with a couple thousand long waiting list, there was no point of being on there, and that's why a lot of people left, and that's why it never got off the ground. And because of, if Twitter turns out the way people are saying that Twitter's going to turn out, True Social's done. It's done before it even got started. Now we get to Bridget Gabriel. Bridget Gabriel is an interesting person. I'm going to get into that later. But she says Twitter would be 100 times better with Elon Musk as the owner. Now, Bridget Gabriel, like I said, is a very interesting person. She is said to be the most prominent anti-Islam activist in America. So I'm going to read one of her statements from the New York Times. As a child growing up in as a Maronite Christian in war-torn southern Lebanon in the 70s, Ms. Gabriel said she had been left lying injured in a rubble after Muslims mercilessly bombed her village. She found refuge in Israel and then moved to the United States, only to find that the Islamic radicals who had terrorized her in Lebanon, she said, were now bent on taking over America. America has been infiltrated on all levels by radicals who wish to harm America, she said. They have infiltrated us at the CIA, at the FBI, at the Pentagon, at the State Department. They are being radicalized in radical mosques in our cities and communities within the United States. It's always weird when people come out and say this stuff like this, because like if you truly figured it out, right? If you cracked the code, right, and there were like a bunch of sleeper agents, right? Just playing devil's advocate for a minute here. Wouldn't they just not allow you to say these type of things? If you found it out, if you cracked the code, okay, you got him. You figured out the secret plan. Why would they let you just tout it around? And I know she hasn't thought about this because she's just a radicalized person herself. In fact, I'm going to keep reading about her from Wikipedia. In 2008, Gabriel said that there is a cancer called Islamofascism that permeates a Muslim world in which extreme is mainstream. In June 2014, Gabriel said that the radicals are estimated to be 12 to 15% worldwide. In an interview with the Australian Jewish News, she stated that a practicing Muslim, who upholds the tenets of the Quran, is not that simple. A practicing Muslim who goes to the mosque every Friday, prays 5 times a day, and who believes the Quran is the word of God, and believes that Muhammad is the perfect man and 4 unaudible words, is a radical Muslim. So, this isn't the nicest person. This boy I used to hold my hand is acting weird. Anyway, yeah, this doesn't seem like the most rational person, so it's kind of a weird look for her to be endorsing somebody. I would not like it if she was like, hey, go watch Jackson Doorknob on YouTube. He's a great YouTuber. I'd be like, thanks for the compliment, but like, really don't want your name attached to me. Just how I feel, you know. And I think this, I don't want to say this is a bad person. She's like the leader of Act for America. I think she's just really misguided, and I feel like she has like, you know, obviously she has this really sad backstory that really influenced her clearly, and it continues to influence her through her work with Act for America, which is the organization she leads and what she is most known for. So we're just gonna move on past her. Just want to thought that was interesting. I included it in my last video, but I think I cut it out because it was a little kind of fluff, and I just didn't like it too much. But I just felt like I should include it here. Her tweets have been getting a lot of attention, and I just wanted to talk about it. Anyway, moving on. Avi Yemeni. As soon as Elon Musk takes over, I will be tweeting the definition of a woman daily. That's the kind of hate speech they're so scared of. So I'm guessing this person is going to be like, oh, a woman is someone with ovaries. A trans woman is not a woman because I say so. And that's the end of it. Yep, I understand biology completely. I understand science completely. And I am completely versed on the subject. It's kind of weird. It's just, I don't understand why you would be mad that Twitter doesn't let you, spread transphobia on their app. It's weird, A lot of people just grow up right like this, and they think that, oh, because this person was born, and assigned as a male, they're a male for the rest of their life, and if they say they're a woman, they're lying. And all these scientists and doctors who tell me that it's not that way, they're wrong. But you know who's right? Me. You know why? Because I say so. It's just so ridiculous to me. Like, have you not thought this through? Or maybe you thought it through and then you got to the part where it stopped making sense, and that's when you stopped thinking. Maybe that's what it is. So, anyway, moving on. Terrence K. Williams. Now, Terrence K. Williams is a guy who I've seen on Twitter talking about pretty much every political issue since like probably 2017, 2018. Sort of like the conservative version of Brooklyn Dad Defiant. But yeah, we're gonna read him. He says, now that we have free speech on Twitter thanks to Elon Musk, it's a breath of fresh air to be able to say F Joe Biden instead of let's go Brandon. I guess if that's your prerogative, I'm not the biggest supporter of Biden as president. It's sort of whatever for me. It's passive at best. I'm a teenager. Even though these things that go on affect me, I can't affect them. I can't vote. I just try to live the best life I can. I know it doesn't really have much to do with the free speech thing. I don't think that you're going to have full free speech because, the adpocalypses and stuff of that nature. I bring this up pretty often, but I think it's pretty important. The adpocalypse is really sort of stunted what you could say online because companies don't want their names being associated with certain things, understandably so. Why would you want your name associated with this Swedish guy calling somebody the N-word on a bridge? Which that was insane, man. That changed YouTube forever, and this is obviously something that's going to change Twitter forever, one way or another. And we'll see how it does change it, whether it'll be positive or negative. Moving on. 44 Remember the Fallen. For clarification, Twitter is Stalinist. Twitter has silenced free speech. Twitter was complicit in stealing an election. Elon Musk claims to be for free speech. This is a good thing. Buying Twitter is a good thing. Good lord. Now, he was quote tweeting a tweet where he was like, it seemed like he was a little bit cryptic on like whether or not he was enjoying Elon Musk buying Twitter, which I'll get into my opinions on the whole thing with that a little bit later. Elaborate more than I did in the beginning of the video. But how Twitter is Stalinist, I don't know. It feels like he's just saying things. Well, what policy? I guess you could say like censorship, maybe. I'm very confused. I have no clue what this guy's talking about. Like, genuinely, this is actually kind of throwing me off. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna move on from that. So I have no clue. Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe that's what it is. If I'm getting this all wrong, let me know in the comments. That's what they're for. I'd love to have a conversation with anybody who thinks I'm wrong, thinks I'm missing on something. I'll talk with you about it. Be like, hey, here's my view. Here's your. There, you can be like, oh, here's my view. Cool. You go back to whatever you were doing. I'll go back to whatever I was doing. It's whatever. Or I can just scream at you and accomplish something. It always works. Anyway, this guy say, L. To liberals freaking out about Elon Musk buying Twitter, no one took away your rights to speak. He just gave conservatives rights to speak. I think conservatives always had rights to speak. They could always say pretty much any. Oh, well, I don't want to say anything they want because that's just not true. I've seen a lot of people get banned off Twitter for odd reasons I didn't particularly agree with, but you gotta, at the end of the day, think about your bottom line and your shareholders. And you know, some of the things that were going on weren't too shareholder friendly, and when that happens, it's got to go, and that's sort of what happened, I guess you could say. It's a bit of a rehash of what I've already said, so I'm going to move on to the final tweet. And first, before I do that, I don't want to seem like I have like this super anti-conservative bias, right? But most of the anti-Elon Musk tweets have been saying the same thing. They've just been like, Elon Musk could have changed world hunger, but he didn't. And it's like, well, yeah, I agree. It would have been better if he did that, but I mean, what can you do? Like, it's his money, right? I would have loved for him to be like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll fix this, I'll fix that. But I can't do. You can criticize him all you want, and that's cool. That's completely within your right. But it really doesn't change anything. Like, he's gonna spend his money how he spends his money. It'd be great if he solved world hunger, but I guess he just doesn't want to. And nothing you say or I say is gonna change that. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna end this on a bit of a positive note. Hopefully, I'm gonna read Elon Musk's tweet where he says, I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter because that's what free speech means. And yeah, honestly, if we can have like a good, just like open forum on Twitter, it's not gonna happen. I was just saying, but it'd be nice to just have like an open forum where people could discuss ideas and, you know, not be penalized for it. It'd be nice, you know, and maybe it could happen. I don't think so. Maybe that's just me being this cynical teenager going, man, the world is never gonna be good, man. It's all down from here, you know. But hey, I don't think that Twitter can become better all of a sudden just because Elon Musk bought it. But hey, I've been wrong before, so it wouldn't surprise me a ton if I was wrong about this. Thank you guys for watching. I'm getting kind of tired, if you can't tell by how I'm talking, so I'm gonna leave now. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.